So welcome everybody. So glad to have you tonight. I know you could be doing other things and you're here at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. My name is Kathleen Troust and I'm a doctor of physical therapy here in Silver Spring, Maryland. I'm a mom of 2 boys and a wife. I personally have been in the health and fitness industry for over 20 years, but I'm very excited that our presenter this evening has an incredible background. I look forward to introducing you. But before I do that, we're going to be talking about, just to explain a little bit, we're going to be talking about what equates to the largest economic trend in world history, and that is health and wellness, and specifically in an area called nutrigenomics, how nutrition impacts our gene expression. Now, you're going to hear about a company and a product line that is perfectly positioned to dominate within this category. We're going to take you back in time to 2005 when ABC News did a primetime investigative report on this small biotech company in Colorado. And it is antiquated, but we love to show it because it's a significant part of our history, and then we'll catch you up to speed as to what we're doing in relationship to that news clip. While you're watching this, ask yourself 2 very important questions. 1, who needs this information? And 2, if you could benefit financially from this, would you be interested? So let's turn this over. Here we go.
The following is an ABC primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Dr. McCord, okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist. This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding.
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
It
wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company. They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress. We all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes 2 antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful. So, doctor, how often do I take these? And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. Doesn't taste bad. It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. So you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me? But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside, within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks, even mental disease. Yes, depression, Alzheimer's disease, depression. So we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. But I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
All right, very exciting. And I will say that it's been almost 5 years since I saw that news report. And it's been a big part of my path and my journey and has absolutely changed my life. And we'll get to tell you a little bit more about that. And I'm just going to make sure everybody's muted here. So I'm very excited to introduce our presenter this evening. Dr. Katherine Ficarra is a pediatric and prenatal chiropractor here in Maryland. She's the owner of Kadin Family Chiropractic and Wellness in Rockville. She's also a functional medicine practitioner. So just a brilliant woman. She's the mom of 2 boys and a wife and is a leader in this company today. So what better person to talk about what oxidative stress is? Dr. Kat, just unmute yourself.
You remuted me. Can you guys hear me? Yes? Okay, great. So thank you, Kathleen, for the introduction. It's an honor to get to work with you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So just watched that news report. And one of the things I'd like to do with all of you is make sure that we're on the same page about what oxidative stress is, why we have it, and what it means for you, so that we can go forward from there. So let me tell you what it is. It is the damage to your cells that happens from mutations. It's basically changing normal cells to abnormal cells. So for instance, if you were to take an apple or a banana, cut it in half, put it on the counter, what would happen to it? I know if you were all unmuted, you would tell me it was turning brown, right? So this is what's happening to all of our cells all the time, and it's happening because of the toxins in the air that we breathe, the chemicals that are put in our food to make it safe, or in our water, the jet fuel that we're breathing in, all the Wi-Fi and the cell phones that we're putting up to our brains and our organs and so forth, it's damaging our cells, aging our cells. The free radical theory of aging. Oxidative stress is free radical aging damage. So this is all causing massive amounts of oxidative stress, and I would argue that we have tons more now than we used to have. And I can tell you a little bit more about that later and what I've experienced in 18 years of practice and what I've seen with regards to oxidative stress and how it's impacting people's ability to get well. But enough about that. If you look into oxidative stress, if you haven't heard about it or haven't heard it posited that way before, maybe you've heard free radicals, or maybe you've heard aging, obviously. It's called oxidative stress, and you can look into it online at the National Institutes of Health Library of Medicine, where all physicians and healthcare practitioners go to do their research, because this is where all of the medical journals and all the research that is published is located in a large library compendium online. The National Institutes of Health Library of Medicine, this is a good thing to write down, is PUB like public, MED like medical, .gov like government, pubmed.gov. And on pubmed.gov, you will be able to find not only 23 independent peer-reviewed studies on this branded supplement, if you will, but you'll be able to look into what oxidative stress is linked to. And it's well over 180,000 links of oxidative stress to over 200 plus diseases and malfunctions and breakdowns in the body. So that really caught my attention. Did you guys see when you were watching this that John Canonis's oxidative stress was dropped by 45% in 14 days? That was incredible to me to watch that, like on national television. So our first study that was published, which is on the National Institutes of Health, says that Protandim reduces oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days in all mammals. And we're the only ones, to the best of my knowledge, that can legally make that claim. It's very powerful, and our experience is that it is closer to 70% in 120 days. There's nothing I know of on the planet that leverages and takes pressure off of your body this way. Nothing. So, but here's the problem. According to Dr. Joe McCord, very renowned researcher, our body typically produces 300 septillion free radicals a day. That's a 3 with 26 zeros behind it. That's an enormous amount that's attacking our cells every day. So how are we keeping up? What's the traditional solution that everybody is doing for keeping up with this? They are consuming antioxidants. They are taking massive amounts of supplements, juicing, eating as many direct antioxidants like blueberries, acai berry, goji berries, and vitamin C that they can. And the problem is that that's like one and done. Your body is basically still being hijacked, okay? So the challenge, obviously, is with that small neutralization, you're really not able to leverage and get well. Protandim, on the other hand, is slightly different. It's a nutrigenomics solution using nutrition to activate your genes. It takes an activation, like these herbs that are combined in perfect synergy, an activation signal of the gene expression in the NRF2 pathway, and that changes the cellular function, helping your body to make its own antioxidants. So kind of like an indirect antioxidant, but that's so understating. It flips a switch called the NRF2, nuclear erythroid factor 2. Look that up also on PubMed. I think there are over 8,000 articles on it, and a lot of drug companies are trying to make NRF2 activators. So it functions in a different way. It flips that switch, and it helps the body to turn on over 400 survival genes and turn down fibrosis and inflammation genes. which is incredible and helps your body to make its own antioxidant enzymes, such as glutathione, superoxide dismutase, and catalase. This is incredible to me as a functional med practitioner to see glutathione be upregulated in the body by 300%. So incredible. So when your body's making its own antioxidants using this NRF2 activator specifically, your body no longer is one and done with an antioxidant ratio. It's more like 1,000,000 to 1 every second of every day per Dr. McCord. So for a really awesome analogy, if you picture the blueberry that you ate, organic, I hope, it's equivalent to a Dixie cup of water on your house fire. If you take 1 Protandim every day for 30 days, it's the equivalent of taking a fire hose and putting it in every room of your house. So based off of that information and what I just told you what oxidative stress is and what Protandim can do in your body, I'm wondering who out there could use a product like Protandim? You're all so smart. Everybody said everyone. Look at that, all those hands going up. Awesome. So how are we just like hearing about it now? Some of us are just hearing about it now. What I'm going to do is tell you a little bit about our company story and how we got to where we are now before I turn it back over to Kathleen. So this ABC News clip aired back in 2005. As Kathleen told us, we know it's a little bit antiquated, but like we said, it's the beginning of our story. Well, when it ended originally, it said, for more information, go to abcnews.com. And you can imagine everyone did. They emailed, they called, they ordered the product. $5 million worth of orders came in overnight, and the stock jumped from $1 to $20, just on sheer speculation of what Protandim was going to do in people's bodies. But there was a huge problem, and I know exactly what this is like. Joe McCord was a researcher and a scientist, not a marketing guy. So there was no infrastructure, no sales, no marketing team. There was nobody to answer the phone, to take the orders. And so obviously they couldn't fulfill on it. But something good happened. And this is why we're here today. The good thing that happened is that doctors and researchers from around the world and around the country saw this clip when it aired, and they got very excited. They contacted Dr. McCord and asked to get their hands on some of his product so that they could initiate and fund studies, which is crazy because a lot of companies, a lot of products fund and research their own studies, which in my opinion is like a little bit of a bias. I don't know about you, but when you have an independent peer review, it's an incredible thing. So today we have not just one, but we have 23 independent peer-reviewed published research studies at PubMed, listed at pubmed.gov, as I had said before. And more are in process. I think 50 were originally initiated. So it's incredible. When I joined the company just over 2 years ago, there were only 16 studies. So to have 23, it's wild. So let me tell you first, the first study that was done, as we said before, was that Protandim reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. The Department of Defense studied Protandim and published the 15th study. The American Heart Association has never endorsed a supplement before. And then they saw the research on Protandim, and they published a big article in Circulation Magazine that went out to all of American Heart Association members. This is a huge deal. This is not your average supplement. It's so much greater than that. So back in 2006, we have this amazing study, and we have many success stories with Protandim that were starting to come through with the product, but shareholders were frustrated. Stock had dropped from $20 per share down to 7 cents and was nearly taken off of the registry. So the board asked, how can we get this out to the people? They had tried online marketing. That didn't work. They tried putting it in retail outlets like high-end apothecaries, GNC, vitamin shops, and vitamin stores. And it didn't sell that much. It only sold about an average of a half a bottle per store per month for 4 years. I don't know about you, but if you're in business at all for yourself, if something only sells a half a bottle per month, I'm not keeping it in stock. So nobody knew how it was different than other antioxidants. So they hired a consultant to work with them. And the consultant took one look at this ABC News clip and the peer-reviewed studies and said, this product needs to be moved through a network. You have to leverage the most powerful tool in business, which is word of mouth marketing. No one needs to say anything. The story is able to be told by watching this ABC News report and then connecting with people who have had a personal experience. Nothing is more effective than that, than having word of mouth marketing. So the board was convinced to pull it off the shelves of the retailers and market through individuals having an experience, and then share it with their networks of friends and associates, commonly known as network marketing. Every business owner dreams of being able to expand their network, their business through word of mouth. I do as well for my traditional brick and mortar business. And now we are distribution centers, not stores. So we're focused on expanding that network through customers and fellow independent distributors. Before network marketing, LifeVantage was doing, like I said, $3 million per year. After the distribution model changes, hear this, LifeVantage did $11 million in their first year. Their second year, $39 million. Their third year, $126.2 million. And then LifeVantage started trading on the NASDAQ. So it's a publicly traded company. And now we're completing our 8th year, and we're going on well over 200 million. We grew from $3 million to over $200 million in an extremely unstable economy. And still, it's a little gem that no one has heard about this as a breakthrough. The timing is amazing. I heard this weekend from a colleague, it's a unicorn. It's phenomenal. I'm so excited to be able to pioneer this with my colleagues. So I'm going to turn it back over to Kathleen, and I can update you on some more things later if you need, Kathleen.
Absolutely. Thank you. And stay tuned, you guys, because I am going to have Dr. Kat share her personal story, what had her step into LifeVantage and be as passionate as she is about it. So I'm excited to have her back here in just a few moments. Now, if you are looking at this as a business, okay, there are 6 components for you to consider. And if you're not looking at it as a business, that's okay. I'm going to review where we've gone with our product line as well in case you're looking at it from a consumer standpoint. The first thing for you to consider, it's really important for you, is the company itself. Just LifeVantage today is a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. That's really important because that means everything is transparent. You never have to know what's going on behind the scenes. We're also in 10 countries today. So from that ABC News report to today, we've expanded to 10 countries. We're about to go into 7 more countries, so it's very exciting. But we are in Canada, US, Mexico, Australia, Thailand, Hong Kong, Japan, the UK, the Netherlands, Germany, and actually we're launching China, so that makes 11. Plus 7 new countries. That's really exciting. We're also branded with a soccer team called Real Salt Lake. They're one of the top soccer teams in our country. You probably know that soccer is the most viewed sport around the world, and it's part of our global strategy and branding. So that's very exciting to have a 10-year partnership with them. And part of that is we're also approved through the Banned Substance Control Group. This is really important. Professional athletes, Olympic athletes can actually take our products, and that's a big deal. One of my partners in this venture is a former professional football player in the NFL, and he says when he saw that seal of approval, he was all in because he knows how difficult it is for professional athletes to take anything. So that's a little bit about the company itself. Trends. If you're looking at business trends, health and wellness, as I mentioned, largest economic trend in world history. It's just expanding. Do you want to be part of an industry that is expanding or one that's shrinking, right? So we're at the forefront of Nutrigenomics, which happens to be the next $600 billion industry. And nobody knows about this yet. Of course, anti-aging is huge. People are wanting to look younger and feel younger. This is just a way to do it from the inside out first. Home-based business. Think about that. I mean, even practitioners are moving their practices to their house because it's more cost effective. People are wanting to work from home because of that flexibility and work-life balance. That's something I was looking for, and I didn't have as a practitioner, as a myofascial release practitioner. I had to go somewhere else to create income. And then, of course, financial instability is a real problem. Most people are not in a situation to weather the storm. They're not in a position to weather a health storm financially if they lost their job. I'm a practitioner, Dr. Kat's a practitioner, so when the weather's really bad, like it is right now in our area, people cancel, we lose income, right? Schools closed, we have to stay home with our kids, all of this, you know, most people are not in a situation to have that flexibility for months at a time where they had to lose income. So network marketing happens to be a solution for many people wanting to create an additional income stream in addition to what they're doing to create that financial stability and cushion. Now, products are a piece of this. They're number 3. And one thing about our products is they're all unique. Protandim, for instance, is not only unique, it's first to market. As other NRF2 activators pop up in the marketplace, as they are and they will, you have to look at what's first. Just like Kleenex and Band-Aid and Xerox were first to brand markets, but you're never asking for a puff, right? So Protandim is first NRF2 activator to market. Consumable, all of our products are consumable, which I'm going to go over next. That means instead of being in the water bottle business, I love my water bottle, it says brain food on it, just water though. You know, if you're in that business, you do have to be a salesperson, and most entrepreneurs are not interested in being salespeople. That's not what we're really onto right now. We're more educators and connectors. So we educate people about this information, and we start using our products month after month after month after month because they're consumable. And I don't ever want to stop lowering my oxidative stress. So that's what makes it a little bit different, is the kind of products, are they consumable or not. And of course, the science behind this is, I mean, once you see the level of science behind this, everything else will kind of pale in comparison. And I invite you to use this as a standard when looking at products in the marketplace, supplements, anything, and go to PubMed.gov, type in the company or the name of the product, the branded name, and see if there's any independent research. So that really, really caught my attention as a healthcare practitioner. So I'm going to do a screen share here, give you a view of the website, lifevantage.com. All right, now people say, well, what is in Protandim? There are 5 ingredients in Protandim itself. There is turmeric, you might be familiar with that, green tea, milk thistle, ashwagandha, and bacopa. Now, most people are accustomed to looking at a bottle of something and assessing its value based on the individual ingredients, but that's not actually what's unique about this. Because when Dr. McCord got this exact ratio of ingredients, it made it 18 times more powerful than the individual ingredients themselves. That is why we have 7 US patents on this. Its ability to reduce oxidative stress, inflammation, C-reactive protein, that's something that can be measured in your blood, and also the composition. So nobody can copy this. We're protected for a very long time as a business. And, you know, although people don't always feel their oxidative stress level go up and down, we know what it's doing. We know the mechanism, so we know it works. But 50% of people don't feel it. So this is why, you know, as we've grown, I'm going to talk about our core product line, which is called the Vitality Stack. I just expanded this for you. It is a 4-piece regimen, and the company found when these 4 pieces got together and people were using this daily, they had a more tangible experience and it was covering all the bases. So we have Protandim. This reduces your oxidative stress by 40% on average in 30 days, and the effects are cumulative. Then we have an NRF1 activator here in the silver bottle. This wakes up the ability for your body to make mitochondria, that's cellular energy. Okay, so it's another nutrigenomic product that activates your body and they work together. One activates mitochondria, one fights free radicals to reduce oxidative stress. The omega plus is a very, very clean fish oil, literally boat to bottle. It can be traced. There's 3 omegas in here plus D. Okay, most people are D deficient, so you can take this all together and you can bite it. There's no fish taste. You can, swallow it a couple hours later. You're not going to have fish burps either. So that's something that's really lovely about this. And then we have a probiotic here. Everybody should be on a probiotic because of that role of our gut health to our brain health to our immune system. And a lot of probiotics on the market, they get killed off in our stomach acids, okay? So a lot of it doesn't really get to where it needs to go. This has a patented technology called BioTract, and that is a coating that protects the bacteria strains as it passes through your stomach acids. And then it's a time release thing as it goes through your gut. So it really, really, really is effective. And you can order all of these, you get a big discount, and it all ships for free. This Activated Essentials is just a similar pack here without the omega. Now I'm going to go through some of our other products that we love. This is that brain food I was mentioning. The company recognized about a third of, entrepreneurs out there who were in their 20s and early 30s, these millennials, were not jumping up and down about cellular health and longevity. But they are out there buying energy. But they're not the only ones, because everybody's going to Starbucks. Starbucks is energy. People are looking for that pick-me-up. So the company wanted to differentiate itself, but still target that market and create something that appealed to the entire population. It addresses physical energy. Here we have regular Axio, which does have some caffeine in it, but it also addresses mental acuity, focus, clarity, brain fog, and it also targets parts of the brain that affect emotional well-being, okay? So I'm not saying it's an antidepressant, but it really lifts the mood. We can't make any claims to cure, treat, and mitigate disease. And we shake it up in our own water and go. Got some great ingredients like L-theanine, green tea, DMAE, Monterey pine bark, quercetin, and B vitamins. Lots of good stuff in there. Now, our topical formula of Protandim came about from the LSU skin cancer study. The results of that were so compelling, the company said, let's target the outside too, if Protandim's already doing this for the inside. And so true science is that it's the first NRF2 activator on the market for your skin. Our fitness line includes the probiotic and then a citrus-based fat burner, which helps target visceral fat and helps your body more effectively burn fat. We have a plant-based cleanse, and we have a protein, a low-calorie protein to help with weight management. And then lastly, we have Protandim. This is our Protandim specifically formulated for dogs. It's the only NRF2 activator on the market for dogs today. It's a chewable treat, and it has omegas and some other ingredients in it, really key for canine health. So those are our products. I'm going to talk about timing here. This is the fourth thing to consider. In network marketing, timing is everything. It takes about 150,000 distributors in a network marketing company to hit a tipping point, momentum. And we're about 100,000 in all the countries we're in because we're so customer heavy. We are really looking for distributor leaders to build this business to $1 billion and capitalize on the growth. This is the opportunity right now. This is the window. So it's the only thing that doesn't get better with this. More and more people will find out about NRF2 activation. It takes a number of people, so there's that bandwagon effect, but the opportunity is now if you're looking to create income. And as far as how we make money, there's 6 different ways. Some of those ways are linear, meaning you expand the network with another business partner or customer and you earn a certain amount of money. It can be up as high as $400 just by signing up a new business partner. We also earn royalty income, or what we like to call leveraged income. That's the income based on the work you did yesterday. As you share this information in your networks and those people continue to share in their networks, you start to earn royalty income on that. And one of the ways we earn royalty income is a global profit sharing pool. So when you get to the higher ranks in our company, the company starts rewarding you based on the growth of the company around the world, okay? It's called our elite bonus pool. That creates a very collaborative environment in LifeVantage. So we're all in it to help each other because The larger LifeVantage grows, the more money we all make. So speaking of money a little bit more, I'm going to show you where you can see our earnings claim statement. Because we're a publicly traded company, you can go here and look at this, and then I'm going to invite Dr. Kat to come back here in just a moment to share her story. Okay, so this right here, you'll see all the ranks in our company, Pro 1 all the way through Executive Master Pro 10. And you'll see in the first few ranks of the company, it's somewhere between $79 and $580 a month. Now, the statistics are that 80% of people who join network marketing do it just to earn this amount of money. Because if you were to wake up tomorrow and there's $200 or $500 sitting on your kitchen table in the morning, would that make a difference for you? I know it would for me. And then if you're looking in that 20% range, 20% of you are looking to make a little bit more money in this level 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. This is, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This does take work. It does take effort to share this information and, do this. But I want to turn it back over to Dr. Kat, who is a Premier Pro 5 in our company. That means her business is doing between $20,000 and $50,000 a month. And she just came back from an amazing event. When you reach that rank in our company, they fly you out to Park City, Utah. They put you up in a 5-star resort. They spend the weekend with you training. It's an intimate environment where you're with the corporate staff, you're with the leaders of our company, getting the top-notch training. They truly recognize you as a leader in this company. And Dr. Kat just got back from that. So Dr. Kat, you want to come back on and just quickly share a little bit more about your story? Why you said yes to LifeVantage?
Sure. Why I'm here?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when I first got this information, I was very resistant to hearing about it because I think most of us, resist change. And I've always prided myself at being really at the forefront of all the latest in literature and health information. I've been grain-free and dairy-free and egg-free and soy-free and all that stuff for 7 years. So, I didn't think that we needed anything else besides, maybe chiropractic exercise, sleep, and good food. But what my colleague maybe didn't know, and thankfully she was persistent, is that I was suffering with a debilitating skin rash. And I had spent numerous amounts, like lots of money, and lots of my time, and not to mention pain and suffering, trying to deal with it. I own my own practice. On Sunday, I'm celebrating my 18th anniversary of my graduation. And so this is about 3 years ago, and I had been suffering for a year with this rash. And I see, 30, 40 patients a day. And as a chiropractor, we're using our hands. So it was painful. And I really was debating closing my practice. So I had a real health struggle. At the time I wasn't open to the business. I took a look at the business just, out of, I feel like a need to understand, how I could share this with my patients. That was my original, only intent. And within 2 weeks of lowering my oxidative stress, my debilitating hand condition was completely gone, which to this day still shocks me, but I have seen numerous people have similar type experiences that I can never, ever shut up about this. And so I will scream it from the rooftops. I mean, maybe not scream it in an obnoxious way, but I will share this with everyone and anything who will listen. And I realized once I went to an event, not only, seeing other people who are involved, but I really found my tribe, my community. And we're communal people as humans, and it was fabulous. And it got me so inspired that I started to move forward in the business. And now I have a very viable retirement plan for earlier. I love what I do, but I'm in the 4 walls of my practice. And if somebody gets sick or I'm going through a staffing issue right now, it's demoralizing and it's stressful. But I've had nothing but fun and personal growth to the max being a part of this company. And I've been able to make more choices and do more things, getting to go, on some all expenses paid trips with this company and also with my family. So it's great. And I'm raising my children to know that they can do what they set their minds and hearts to. And they're activated as well with Nerve 2. So that's why LifeVantage for me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kadin. I have a similar story, and just because of time, I'm not going to go into it too much, but I was also confined to 4 walls to creating income. And when I became a mom, that priority really changed for me. And I just had no idea that there was another way to make a difference for people, to be in that health and wellness space, which is where I'm at, what I'm excited about, but to have that freedom of being able to work from anywhere and be able to work when I want, with who I want, where I want, and most importantly, around the needs of my family. So that's turned into a full-time leveraged income where I've had the freedom to step away from patient care for a little while and just be, available for my family and my kids and build an amazing business from anywhere. So if you're wondering, could I do this? What do I need to do this? Just know we have a very simple system that we do. It creates a system of what we call duplication. You don't have to go and recreate the wheel, but we have something called the proven plan. We share that ABC News clip, which is a very unique tool in network marketing. Nobody else has that. And we work in teams of people to share the story. This is one platform where people can get information. So you can ask yourself, would I bring somebody to this to get this information? And that's what we do. And then the company offers ongoing training and support to continually grow your professional skills in this industry, just like you would in whatever industry you're in today. So we're going to wrap up here, and you're falling into 1 to 3 categories. The first one is, it sounds interesting. Where can I, get online? Just go to lifevantage.com. That is our main website. Everything is there. If you're into the finances in the company, you can get all of that there at our investor relations page. You can go see our earnings claim statement there as well. And just know that on the internet, of course, anybody could write anything. There's a handful of paid bloggers and advertisers who make money just by doing smear campaigns. There's not much substance to it, but it's out there. So we do recommend scholar.google.com. If you're really into the science, just go right to pubmed.gov. NRF2science.com is another website specifically talking about Nerve 2 science in different areas like neurodegeneration or cancer or skin health, okay? So that's category 1. If you're in category 2, you're thinking, I'm not looking at this from a business standpoint. I'm interested in being a consumer and trying some of these products. You can get all of our products at wholesale price by signing up as a preferred customer. Okay, that's a great benefit. You don't have to be a distributor to get the best price. And then with a very flexible monthly subscription, not only will you get wholesale price, you have some free shipping options, and we have a loyalty program where you earn points that you can turn around and use towards free product. Lastly, if you are interested in learning how to create income by expanding the network of other entrepreneurs and consumers, there's a couple different ways to come in, okay? There is a silver level, which includes a website, a little bit of product, but that's really for somebody who just wants to dabble. It's not a great way to jump in and actually start building a big business and make a lot of money down the road. That's $350. There is also a gold level distributorship, which is $650. It includes your website. It's a 25% discount on a handful of the products. So if you're starting a business, it's good to start with products. It's just a one-time investment. And then it also has a ticket to one of our professional training events. As you grow your business, if people follow you in that gold level, you earn $200. So with 3 business partners, you've earned your money back. And the platinum distributorship is best for somebody who wants to build bigger and build faster and wants the highest return on investment. Plus, they want the highest discount on a lot of product when you come in. So it's $1,250. You get all of the product at 30%, 2 tickets to our corporate training events. And this is where you earn $400 for every new business partner that joins you. So there's really a place for everybody. Whatever your goals are, we'd love to talk to you about it. Just get back with the person that invited you and let them know where you're at. And let's, if you're interested, let's lock arms and let's pioneer this together. So excited you could join us tonight. Thank you, Dr. Kat, and thank you, everybody. Have a great night.